Oh, yeah.
Yo, what up, 33? Tell me something good.
Everybody.
You know, they tell me life don't come with no manual, so we're going to take it a day at a time.
Man, about time you got here, man. Light your cigar, do whatever you gotta do. Get comfortable so we can get this game going.
Oh, shit, what do you need to come out?
Man, just hold your man, man. That's all you gotta do. Play some defense.
Man, too late, man. Domino, game.
Good days, great nights. Good days, great nights. Oh, yeah. Ah, yeah. Yeah. Everybody love a good day, but I know I love a great night. Oh, yeah, oh, yeah.
Now tuned into the Good Days Great Nights podcast. Thank you for tuning in. Now we've been on a little bit of a hiatus, man. We got a couple people we're blaming on. We're blaming on vacations. Sometimes you go away and you forget to come back. Blame it on kids. Blame it on yourself. Blame it on life. Sometimes you want to keep going, but God kind of tell you how to slow it down. Sometimes you got to take advantage of those moments and those times. So those that don't know, but those that do know, I go by 33 in the cigar world, if you know me. Cool Breeze Al on the gram. You can always find me that way. Alicia and Harrison's father or daddy, depending on what demographic or what region, how you say it, how you do your thing. Your uncle's favorite nephew. He's still, me and him still, we still good. Cowboys 8-4, we still good right now. Still making noise, of course. Your auntie's favorite podcast host. So I'd like to thank y'all again for tuning in, man. It's gonna be a good one. Like I tell y'all, anytime I can break bread with my peoples, it's always a good time. So we're gonna do this as we always do. We don't never introduce you first. We always base it off of something different. A lot of times people know you off of what they heard, what they seen, what somebody else told them about you. We're going to get all that in there. Okay. We do it in a sense of difference. So right now it's a little cold outside. If you had a choice to go somewhere, either you want to fly there and then drive to like a resort, or you want to stay in the States, where would you want to go right now? We can leave right now, jump in the truck. We get in a Sprinter. You get like 3 of your peoples. I get like 3 or 4 of mine. I know you. My people don't know you.
Okay.
Where you want to go?
We got to stay in the States.
Where you want to go?
Yeah, we got to go to, let's go to Los Angeles.
So we're going to go to Los Angeles?
LA, I think it's a cool little time of year. Not too hot, not too cold.
Okay. So we're going to go to LA.
Yeah, let's go to LA.
So are we going up top side first, or are we going down like Arizona and coming back through, or you want to just kind of cross straight over? We riding, so we ain't got no time.
So we will have to go through Kansas.
You want to go through Kansas?
Yeah, you got to go through Kansas. Got to go through the mountains in Denver.
Okay.
Then you got to go through Utah.
So you want to drive when in Denver?
Yeah.
Okay.
I gotta do Denver.
All right.
Man, I was actually gonna go to school in Denver.
Okay.
And I have a love-hate relationship with Denver, man. I honestly would have loved to live down there.
Live
in the mountains.
Yeah.
I'm not too much against the cold.
Right.
But
right.
I definitely just love the scenery of Denver.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we pull over.
Yeah.
With the mountains. It's your turn to drive. You got a Bluetooth or aux wire. 5 songs right now today that would explain how you feel as a person, as a man, that will help somebody to know you better and how to interact with you. Kind of break them down for me if you can.
Grew up to be a screw up.
Okay.
By Ludacris and Jeezy.
Okay.
When it comes to that song, man, I just remember playing that song a lot when I was growing up, right? Because you get people who claim to know who you are, know your journey by what they see now.
Gotcha.
And, to be one of those kids, man, they was like, man, you always messing up. You always doing this or you can't do this right. But to now be a man and to be, receive game here and there as you're getting older, you're a different person now.
True.
But you also had to listen. I think I'm the last of the Mohicans when it comes to our generation. Listening to OGs, like, I feel like kids now don't respect that part
it's too cool.
of growing up, to listen to the dude on the corner, right? To listen to your uncle and your uncle's friends, or if you had an older brother, listen to him and his people.
Right.
My next one would be This Game Must Pay Me by Rich the Factor. that is probably a song that I listened to a lot in college.
Okay.
Just, I mean, because, you know, our people, we never really thought about going to school. That was nothing that was really pushed on us. You know, we were always taught to basically go work for someone else after you got out of school. So then when you think about, like, dang, man, am I doing this all for nothing, right? Like, am I going to school for nothing?
Right.
You know, and what's going to happen after this process?
This is true.
That's that, because that was a big moment in my life, right? Being first generation.
Okay.
Then it'd be Nipsey.
Okay.
Last time I checked.
Okay.
Right? For one, I like the unity on the record, but then you start thinking about just the hustle, right?
Yeah.
I remember he said this one line. I say it all the time, bro. He said, either I'm a visionary or you just scared.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Just saying, like, I can't be doing nothing too out of the ordinary. Like, it must be someone had to think of this stuff that I'm doing, but fear must just be that thing that's just keeping everybody from making that next step, right? So
right.
Not thinking about losing, but more so thinking about winning.
Talk that talk. Come on, let me hear it. 2 more. We almost there.
2 more. I'm gonna go with one artist, 2 songs.
Okay.
It'll be Coops and Lears.
Coops and Lears.
Coops and Lears by Currency.
Yeah.
And then Boulders by Currency.
Ooh, what you know about the Currency?
It just, man, I heard Currency, Coops and Lears, and then I heard Boulders in L.A.
Okay.
I was staying in L.A. for a while, and those 2 songs were just talking about the hustle, right? They were just talking about going to the next level, right? And then one thing on Boulders, he said, if they don't know you, make them hear about you.
Yeah.
Right? So this putting to work, everything else will come into play.
No doubt.
So those 2, those 2 songs by Currency, man, Coops and Lyrics, just to me is just about dreaming.
Yeah.
Right? Just thinking bigger than your situation.
Right.
And you can't grow up in the neighborhoods and the communities and the family dynamic that I had and just think you can't dream, right? Like, you have no choice but to dream because your situation is so messed up.
That's true.
So, yeah, man, I definitely, those would be the 5.
The 5 right
that
now?
I listened to, kind of meant something at one point in time in my life.
Okay.
And then when you think about if you was to pass that song like you would pass like an old watch to your son, you can pass those songs on to other people and just be like, man, check these out. This will motivate you to go somewhere else.
No doubt. Let me see. We'll do it this way first. Introduce yourself, if you don't mind.
My name is Jay. I go by Jay. My real name is Juaquan.
Yeah.
Depending on where you know me in life, I might be Quan, Lil Quan, Q.
Okay.
I am a creator by
Come on,
nature.
pop it. Let me hear all of it.
Creator by nature. I started a comic book company about 4 years ago.
Yes, sir.
2923 Comics. It was a dedication to my late grandparents. Right. I was grieving, and one thing I knew how to support, get through that grieving was to write.
Yes, sir.
Right. So when I did that, I created my first comic book, The Scarlet Knight, Defender of the Block.
Okay.
Did really well. It was really just my way of people that looked like me and kids that looked like me that came from those same communities, right? To have my grandfather and my grandmother.
Gotcha.
Everybody, I used to say, man, I'm self-made, right? I used to run around with my chest poked out. I was like, man, I'm self-made.
Yeah.
But then I used to think to myself, like, bro, everybody wasn't as lucky to have 2 grandparents that was willing to, take you in, raise you up along with your mom, and get you to different levels in life, right? So this was my way of giving back to the community, right?
Yes,
to have those same preachings, those same learnings, those same ethics, those same morals, and pass those on, right? And then this was also my way of showing how me and my brother grew up in the same household, but we went to totally different places in life, right? My brother's currently serving 9 years in the federal penitentiary. Mm-hmm. So when I think about that, right, I think about how we heard the same things, right? We got the same whoopings for the same things.
Yeah.
But then it was we both money hungry individuals, but my hustle was different than his.
Yeah.
And he chose to go the fast route. And unfortunately, I don't believe in good or bad choices. I just believe in choices. Yeah. And the consequences are good and bad depending on who the person is.
That's facts.
Depending on your perspective on what the consequence is.
That's facts.
Because somebody else might go to jail, might go to prison and just be like, hey, this is cool. I do my time, I get out. Somebody else might go to prison and just be like, man, this is the most terrible thing that could have ever happened to me. So it's all about perspective. So he made his choices, and unfortunately, he dealt with some consequences that he didn't necessarily agree with. And from there, I was able to see what pain points were. Right, I was going in different environments and with different people, and started to have this idea of saying, like, man, how can I make this process easier for me, but also as far as looking for events,
right?
To sell my product. And that's when I created the app, Vimbu.
Yeah.
I went and pitched to this organization called Digital Sandbox. Just letting everybody know out there right now, man, if you need $20,000 and you can go in there and pitch, you need to go in there and pitch. That's $20,000 in your pocket. They gave me $20,000 to make myself a millionaire. So they gave me the $20,000. I developed my app, and now my app is on the market right now. So with that being said, like when I say, hey, they're giving you $20,000 not to create a product, but more so to make yourself a billionaire.
Yeah.
This is generational wealth. Somebody can walk to me right now and just say, hey, I want to buy your app for $200 million. Right, that all started from a $20,000 grant that I didn't have. I knew I was going to do this, but I didn't know where the money was going to come from. It was going to come out of my pocket, which would have been a slow process.
Right.
But now I was able to do that, get the app on the market, and then also help people that's like myself, small businesses that need these opportunities.
Right.
So pretty much, man, I'm a visionary. I consider myself to be a visionary.
Yeah, you're supposed to.
I consider myself to be a survivor.
Yeah.
And not so much to seem like, hey, I'm Rambo, but more so to say, hey, man, I overcame some obstacles that a lot of people didn't think I would be here.
Right. We gonna definitely come back. We definitely gonna come back to that.
And
we're gonna put a pin in there real quick. Let me mark that. So let me ask you a question.
Yep.
24 hours in a day.
Yeah.
I know you're in the 5 a.m. crew.
Yeah. Yep.
So what 24 hours in a day look like for you?
So I get up every morning.
Day.
I get up every morning at 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
Every morning at 4 o'clock.
Talk that tough.
I meditate. Usually I meditate for about 4 to 15 to 4:30.
Yeah.
And that's just usually just reflection time, right?
Right.
I get up 5, go to the gym. I'm back at the house by 6. Get my son up about this time, by 6:30. He does his exercises. Shout out to my son. He boxes,
right.
Plays hockey.
Yeah.
So I get him up, does his exercises. He does his push-ups, his pull-ups, and his sit-ups every morning.
Yeah.
Get him squared away. My nephew's there as well. I get him make breakfast. I make breakfast every morning for my boys.
That's dope.
Every morning.
That's dope.
Make them breakfast. Usually it's protein, rarely carbs, but usually take care of them. Then from there, man, I get them off to school.
Yeah.
Get them off to school, start my day. If it's with Vimbu, full time, and I just handle it, bro, as it comes every day. It's no real way that I can give you every day how my life works. But
perfect.
no, that's just being real, man. And even in the afternoons, like it's been hard for us to even get in here.
I'm gonna get to it.
Because my son, he's active, I'm active.
Yeah.
To Tuesdays are usually his break day.
Yeah.
So he does stuff 5 days a week, almost 5 days a week.
Yeah.
So, this is like the only Tuesday that we've had in a long time that he has a break.
Right.
So with that being said, man, usually picking him up from school.
Yeah.
And picking my boys up from school, usually take my nephew to my mom's, get him a rest so he can go to basketball, taking my son to boxing or hockey. And we doing that constantly. And not only, I'm at the ice rink working.
Yeah.
I'm on my computer working at the ice rink while he's hustling, or I'm at the gym, I'm working. So, man, I do that all day, all night. Man, just still pushing the comic book, still pushing the app, setting up business meetings in the evenings. And, every day, man, I do that. But the most important part of my day, man, is making sure my boys are taken care of.
Gotcha.
Making sure that they eat, making their lunches. I cook their lunches fresh every day. And I'm not talking like no sandwiches. I'm talking about like steak, shrimp, steak, protein, salad. They do that every day. I do that every morning.
Yeah.
And along with their breakfast. So those are the things that motivate me to keep going, because I didn't have that.
Yeah.
Now I had my grandma. I was blessed enough to have my grandmother, man. She might throw some bologna.
Yeah.
She might throw some bologna in that hot plate.
That's it.
Put that on some toast and some jelly. That was my breakfast.
That was a breakfast.
But, that lifestyle and that way of living as far as diet,
right?
I'm trying to break that generational curse, man.
Yeah,
and take care of the boys.
No doubt. You said a great deal. So check this out, though. Outside of meditating, what's the 1 hour for you look like? That 1 hour that you get of just to kind of give you a little backspill. I'm big on like mental health.
Yes.
I'm big on like if you feel good in your internal, your external and everything else will work itself out. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I'm big on us, and especially as men, whether black men, white men, but especially black men, having that moment of like peace.
Yeah.
And outside of meditating, that's helping you through the day.
Yes.
And that's helping you to be able to make those meals and get them to practice and do all those things and do all those. But do you get an hour for yourself? Maybe the music, maybe a car ride, like what's like look like?
I do now. One thing I do every now and then, I do like to go down Ward Parkway. I like to drive down Ward Parkway.
I got where you're going.
Yeah, I do like to do that, man. You know, my mom used to work for Nestle.
Yeah.
And one day she would take us over in that area and show us his mansion. And I still love going. I still love driving down Ward Parkway. But one way I do decompress, man, just chilling with the boys, watching movies.
Yeah.
Or reading.
Yeah.
You know, I seen you had brought out Battle Cry.
Yeah.
That's my new book that I'm reading right now as we speak. And just taking that time to just reflect, right?
Yeah.
Just because when you working your business,
Facts.
taking care of people, you rarely have time for yourself, especially black men, right? And fathers too, right?
Right.
It's a thankless job.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a thankless job. So when I do it, I'm not really looking for a pat on the back, but more so I'm just looking for appreciation.
That's it.
That's the biggest thing is appreciation,
yeah.
Right? Appreciation from your colleagues, appreciation from your friends, appreciation from your community. So to sometimes soak that in, right?
Gotcha.
Like when this comes out, I'll probably watch it and just observe it, right? And just take it in.
Yeah.
But not so much live on the outside of it, but more so live in it.
Gotcha.
And just be like, how was I feeling at that moment, right?
Yeah.
Self-reflection is, man, one thing I feel like that we struggle with as men in general, right?
This is true.
Self-reflection, and then black men, self-reflection. I think a lot of time it's in our environment that we don't have time to pause because we always constantly going, right?
See what I'm saying?
You're always constantly. You have so many things that are going against you, right?
Yeah.
So you're always in fight or flight.
This is true.
And to have that moment where I don't have to move,
yeah,
but I can more so just be.
Come on,
is like my time.
Yeah.
And I enjoy that time now as a man, right? As a young man, I didn't quite understand that,
right? But
as a man, just a pause,
yeah,
just be like, man, I'm just watching TV, I'm just watching Hawkeye,
yeah,
I'm just chilling, watching Venom with the boys. Heck, I'm on my phone just scrolling.
Those are
moments. You know what I'm saying? Where I'm able to really take in, like, dang, boy, I didn't know my boy was doing a podcast, or that's dope, or dang, I know my homie son was going to be on the All-Star team for his football team.
Yeah,
those things, and man, I also enjoy being able to pause, and I'm going, bro. My bad.
No, you good. You good.
I also enjoy being able to like just text my people, right? To call people and just like, man, I'm just checking on you, bro. Or text my cousins, like, man, I love you. I ain't talk to you in a minute.
That's real.
Just checking on you, just see how things are going. Just to be able to do that, man, kind of gives me peace because we losing a lot of people really quick, and you just never know.
No doubt. Real quick, man, we here at the Pure Hookah Lounge, 34th and Main, 3419 Main Street, Kansas City, Missouri. They've been taking care of me for a good little minute. When I first wrote this thing out, both of them they signed down and let me get down, let me come in here and shoot it. I fell in love with the walls. Yeah, I like the walls. I like the way it hit out the thing. Dope. So I appreciate it, man. They always come in, man. When you come in and see them, man, make sure you yell "Good days, great nights." They're gonna always take care of you. So it's always, it's always a thing of love in that. But you said something, man, and you said something about survival. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times I think we get lost in that. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. And being a father. And I want to tell you personally, man, I do appreciate you for putting this time in because, like I said, we were hitting and missing. But I don't believe in I believe in perfect timing. Yeah. And that's what it is. You see what I'm saying? So it's in a headspace that I had to get all those things going on that were going on at the time and get those people in. This is the moment. For you and I,
your moment.
Yeah, this is ours. We're gonna share this together as well as Corey. You know what I'm saying? So it's like one of those things. When you talk about your son and your nephew, man, that's dope that you cook for them every day, that you prepare them. Do you feel like you're doing them like a service or a disservice, like by what you're showing them, or are you teaching them how to dream? Like, how do you feel the reflection of what you're giving to them, how do you think they take it?
I'm glad you asked that question, bro, because I don't think these conversations happen often.
Yeah.
But one thing that I try to do with them every morning is when they talk to each other, right?
Yeah.
I allow them to talk to each other and communicate with each other effectively.
Yeah.
Right. So it was like for instance, a situation happened not too long ago. The boys were ragging on each other, right?
Yeah.
And my son, they was going head to head, but my son started to lose. But to hear my son tell my nephew, he said, hey, cuz that hurt my feelings.
Ooh.
And he said, I can't change how I look. And my nephew to say, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That showed me I'm in the right space. Because those times are not only for them, but that's also for me.
Yes, sir.
Because, as I stated, my grandfather was a worker.
Yeah.
So he had to be up to crack of dawn and be out of there, grab his coffee, and roll out. So we didn't have too many of those opportunities in the morning to talk.
Yeah.
More so in the afternoon.
That's facts.
But then in the morning, I'm cooking their breakfast. What do you need? What do you want? They kids. I feel like a lot of times we don't give kids the opportunity to just be kids.
That's the facts.
We're supposed to cook for them. Sometimes it's kind of funny because the boys pissed me off, and I told them I wasn't making their lunch or their breakfast. So to hear them say, well, Daddy or Uncle Quan, can we make our own? I was like, yeah, you can go in there and make your own food. They weren't hurting. They was like, we're gonna make a sandwich. They was peeling their oranges. They were doing everything they supposed to do.
Yeah.
So they're not dependency of drugs. So they're not dependent on me.
Say it again.
The dependency is a drug.
That's it.
And they're not dependent on me. They just know I provide a service, which is to protect, provide, and to love them.
That's it.
So, but they know, hey, if all else fails, they've been equipped with the tools to handle it on their own.
That's dope.
And I know that because they could have easily just been like, man, well, I guess we eating school lunch today.
Yeah.
No, they was like, can we make our own food? That also lets me know they listening.
That's it.
Because I tell them, I said, hey, boys, that food that they're providing you, ain't nothing wrong if a child is eating free lunch.
Yeah.
But I said, a lot of that food ain't healthy.
Right.
And I also provide you this food so I can make sure that you're taken care of.
Yeah.
And you're healthy.
That's
the
it.
Food that I'm providing you on a daily basis is providing you substance.
Yeah.
It's providing you fuel. It's not, hey, Lunchables has its place.
Yeah.
But then also I know my son and my nephew play multiple sports. They have to be fueled for the day. Their minds have to be active for the day so that they can go and tackle it. So I do provide them that protein. I do provide them with those fats, a little bit of sugars to do that so that they can conquer the day.
Yeah.
So everything, I'm trying to show them that everything that I do is for a reason.
But I think the biggest thing, though, is it's made with love.
Yeah, exactly.
You dig what I'm saying?
Exactly.
School lunch is just a process.
Not with convenience.
I'm not saying I'm not knocking nobody that does it or that eats it or whatever, but you think about it, it's might be 1,500 kids in the school when we coming through. We just throwing this through the oven.
Yeah.
Some of them made a doctor that on the snack bar line if you got something from over there, but but that wasn't good for you, but it's made out of love.
Yep.
I'm big on cooking at home.
Yeah.
I'm one of them. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm cool with going out.
Yeah.
But I noticed two things. Your money low when you go out all the time.
Yep.
And your body feels horrible.
Yeah, it does.
The stuff you put in, and then you got to go, when you go to certain restaurants, excuse me, and you having those conversations, you looking at the menu, now you got to go over here, and all of this, you got to pick through this and everything, but everybody ain't making it out of love.
No.
So that's the dopest thing that I've heard, is especially as a father cooking every day, like, because everybody wants to put a title on it, and I was just talking about this, man. Everybody wants to put a title on it and say it's supposed to be a woman's job to do this and do that. So the fact that you're setting that standard, my dad made us get in it, peel potatoes, like learn how to make this, because there's no guarantee it's going to be this. Yeah. And then not even if it's that or, or whatever, but you still have to be able to provide for yourself. Yeah. And provide for others. So now I get excited on times when it's time for me to cook and my kids are around. Like, man, I get excited. I want to make sure they get a meal on Saturday, Sunday. Friday, I might be cool with them when I get them or whatever like that. But on that Sunday dinner, I'm big on sitting down Sunday dinner. I'm even growing more bigger, going back into the mode of like, hey, we got to sit at the table or at least cut the TV off. Yeah, we sit at the table every night. Yeah, that's dope. Yeah, because there are a lot of people that either they go in their room and that takes division. Yeah, or they eating after you, or eat, and then even if you cooking, you might not have the biggest of the plate because when you cooking, you ain't as hungry now. Yeah. So, but you still got to sit there and just have those conversations. And the fact that your nephew and your son was able to say, dang, bro, like, you hurt my feelings. Mm-hmm. Do you know how many men would still be alive?
If that happened.
Do you know how many men wouldn't be incarcerated? How many men would feel like they can go to people? Mm-hmm. It's a lot of men, whether black, white, green, or whatever, that can't go to their friend and say, my feelings are hurt based off of this.
Based off of that.
And you lose a lot of friendships.
You know, one thing I think with black men is not so much it's not so much we don't know how to communicate, we just don't know how to communicate effectively.
Talk your talk.
You know, I've been blessed with the same group of fellas I've been knowing my whole life.
Yeah.
20-some years. Same thing, I've been blessed enough to have great fraternity brothers that I've been able to develop relationships with.
I don't want you to leave them out. Yeah. What fraternity is
that? Kappa Alpha Psi.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, bro. Yeah. But, you know, one thing I always try to tell the boys, right, is to be able to just say how you feel, right?
Yeah.
When you raise around women, you do that really well, right? I was raised by my mom, my aunts, cousins, stuff like that.
Yeah, they over them. Yeah,
exactly.
So
I can come and say, hey, you know, hey, baby, you look good, or hey, you smell good, and you know, I can do that with my boys. Say, hey, man, I miss you, bro. How you been doing? You know, how things been going? You everything straight? You need anything from me? You know, I'm able to do that, and I'm able to say, man, you hurt my feelings.
Yeah,
and I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? That way, you always know where you stand with me.
Right.
And I think the biggest thing is I always wanted to be fully transparent on my feelings towards people. Right.
Yeah.
So you will always know where we stand, because you know it's easy for people. It's easy for people that misinterpret body language and misinterpret like texting. Right.
Yeah.
I was just talking to somebody about this not too long ago. Like, I hate texting now.
Me and you
both. The older I got, and I didn't used to be like that.
No, I've always been.
But talking business or having a serious conversation through text is terrible.
Yeah.
But and tone, you can't hear tone.
Yeah.
Like, I'm big on tone. You know what I'm saying? Like, I tell my son, like, all the time, like, it ain't what you saying, it's how you saying it.
It's how you say it.
So you could easily be like, I can say I'm pissed 3 different ways.
Yeah.
I can say, like, I'm laughing. I can say I'm pissed.
Yeah.
I can say I'm pissed.
Yeah.
Or I can just say, man, damn, I'm pissed.
Yeah.
Each one of those is giving off a different type of feeling or emotion.
That's facts. That's facts.
And, you know, even with the boys, like, I tell them, like, hey, what was your win today?
Yeah.
What was your win? Because we don't get to reflect on that.
That's it.
Like, I feel like that's one thing. Another thing men don't get to do, we don't get to reflect on our wins.
That's dope.
Because we are bred to always win.
Yeah, you can't take no losses.
You can't take no losses.
Can't take no losses.
It's funny. It's funny. Like, you know, back in the day, I had seen this interview. I think it was on Vlad. He had said something like, "We're in a victim society, right? We're in a victim society where it's okay to be a victim." Mm-hmm. And I was like, man, that's true, because you can't really say when you lose,
right?
Like, that's like, if you get robbed, you probably won't tell nobody you got robbed.
I don't know. I'm gonna tell the folks. See, I get what you're saying, though.
Yeah.
I'm telling
I'm telling your people though. But you ain't gonna put it out in the world that you got robbed, or that somebody took your money, or something like that, because you technically lost to the world. So that also exudes weakness to people.
There you go.
Yeah,
there you go.
And that's what it is. You're not a weak man.
Yeah,
but it's just the fact that saying those things,
yes, sir,
show that you're weak. And I think the biggest thing with me is with my son. My son can handle himself really well, right? He can box really well. But I tell him, I said, the power is in you making yourself appear as a lamb to the rest of the world, being gentle with the rest of the world. It's like, because being a man ain't all this rah, 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 rah.
Yeah.
I'm more scared of the dude that ain't talking.
Me too.
I'm more scared of him.
Yeah.
So I think that's what the biggest thing is, too. Like, you got a lot of cats running around just trying to exude that strength.
Right.
And they don't really have to.
That's it.
It's more so in the pause.
That's it.
And I try to show them, like, man, hey, the biggest thing is to say your wins and say your losses. But don't be afraid to.
That's real. That's real. I like that a lot. I like that a lot. Okay. So gotta wanna ask you a question in the sense of I'm big on like your heart's desires, like people like what they think and what they desire. Mm-hmm. If you died today, if you left today, would you be happy in the life that you lived?
No, I got more to do.
That's all I want to hear.
I got more to do.
What's some things you want to knock off?
I got to provide generational wealth for my family, right?
Yeah.
you know, I opened up this week on Facebook about my dad, right?
Yeah.
And I was talking about how I had an insecurity about who my father was.
Okay.
And eventually it turned into, you know, why my dad wouldn't do this, and now it turned into my son would never have to worry about me doing this.
Right.
And I think about that. I think about my last name. I think about the Herring's last name.
Yeah.
And I wanted to change what that looks like, right?
Gotcha.
I remember one time somebody had said they had seen my dad out, right? And they had made the comment, like, man, your daddy used to be.
Ooh.
Used to be a hustler, used to be this, used to be that.
Yeah.
I was like, you know, I didn't know how to take it.
Right.
I was like, what? Like, you know, what do you mean by that? Mm-hmm. But then now I'm like, man, I'm doing this for all of us.
Right.
So whatever happened in his past, or whatever mistakes he made, or whatever choices he made, that's all obsolete right now because I got everybody.
That's true.
So I think about that with my son. I think about that with my brother.
Yeah.
I think about that. I want him to come home to anything he want and desire in life, and I want him to have the opportunities to do that.
You feel like you owe him? Is that the survivor remorse?
That's what it is. And you know, right? If anybody know me and my brother's story, right? Everybody always compares us because they say we switch bodies.
Yeah.
Because they say we switch bodies because at one point in time I was doing the same stuff that he was doing.
Yeah.
I just was blessed enough not to get caught.
That's it.
So then he started to develop those behaviors. He got caught a lot.
Yeah.
So wasn't good at it. So when you think about that, you're like, dang, I'm his big brother. I'm supposed to protect him. So now you think about like, okay, when you get home, I got choices to make to make sure that his life going forward is what he wants it to be.
Yeah.
And he a grown man.
Yeah.
And you know, I think about my nephew. You know, unfortunately, he lost his mom a few years back.
Yeah.
I think about that. I don't want him to one day be out there like, you know, hey, if nobody else can't do it, I'm gonna do it. And it might be the wrong choice to make.
Yeah.
So even with him, like I try to teach him now. I said, you know, out of all people in the world that you can call me, right? I'm trying to plant those seeds now.
Yeah.
So when they do come up, if he sees something that he wants, he might make a choice. He can say, let me call my uncle real quick.
Yeah.
Right. So I got too much work to do, and the boys are too young for me to leave now.
Yeah.
You know, and I think I got a lot more teachings because right now, just be honest, like a lot of men in general in different communities, right? You're just picking up different pieces from different men in your life,
trying to make it fit,
right? Trying to make it fit because you don't have that immediate father.
Yeah.
Now I had a father figure, but I had my immediate father. So my friends' father, teammates' fathers, you know, my boys are getting teachings from so many different men that I've been around my whole life.
Yeah.
So I can't leave them right now because then they might get it from the wrong person.
Gotcha.
So that's where I'm going for right now, man. I can't go right now. I said I'll be the happiest day of my life will be to watch my nephew and my son accomplish their dreams and their goals, or at least to make the first step. Then I'm okay with whatever happened after that.
Okay. And I asked, man, because somebody asked me recently. Mm-hmm. We, like I said, we had kind of got stagnant in this. You know what I'm saying? We was life was happening.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And you know, a lot of times that's your get out of jail free card not to do something.
Yep.
That's designed for you to be better.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like
I agree.
The desires of your heart.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So me is this part. My dog behind the camera, that's his part. Mm-hmm. You know, we was talking one day. What did you want to do? He said, man, I wanted to be the guy at the games with the camera courtside, like different things like that.
Yeah.
So a regular person, that ain't their job. Nope. That ain't their thought process of what is great to them.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
This was great to me because it was able to show people that it's okay to be gentle. It's okay for men to be gentle. It's okay for women to be hard. Mm-hmm. It's okay for women to be driven. It's okay for men to take the back road, but not take the back road so much that you lose sight. Mm-hmm. So as we were lifing and going through these things, one of my partners, he just recently, he was working construction, left his job, and he ended up going into like more so doing like the skits and things like that. But he been doing hosting. Got a chance to do a comedy special, you know what I'm saying, in Houston. And he was like, KC called me, like they call me KC. Like, KC, if you die tomorrow, bro, you know you're going to be mad at yourself because you ain't get a chance to make the pod hit the top of the TV. Yeah. You ain't get a chance for it to see, for everybody to see it. Mm-hmm. If you die today, man, they ain't gonna know. They ain't gonna know about them Sundays we play basketball. They ain't gonna know about those stories. They ain't gonna be able to relate to the world. So the world's gonna be messed up because you didn't give them what they needed for the next phase of life and generations. That's my survivor's remorse. You see what I'm saying?
The first step is usually the hardest.
And that's what it is.
Yeah.
And it's just going through the process. You see what I'm saying? And some processes are high and some processes are lows, and you got to mutter through. And sometimes you're going to be like this. You know, I used to be big on the numbers, watching the numbers. Now I don't care about the numbers. I just want the information to be given. This is archive, bro. 20 years from now, your son going to be a youngster. Your nephew going to be a youngster. And they're going to be like, what was it like back then? You're going to be able to say, hey, come here, sit down. Let me show you this.
Yep.
And they're going to be like, dang, you was talking about us like this?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Your son with boxing, with hockey and basketball. Imagine making it to the pros or making it to that or that level. And you can go back and say, man, my dad was talking about how he used to feed me this and prepare me for that.
Yep.
So it's just one of those things that I'm looking at now. So now every day I play it like it's my last. So every day, man, I want to make sure I give the world something. With the 5 songs, man, that's just music. But at the same time, that music gets you through the day.
It means something.
When you play these playlists and you come back to it and in certain songs, there's certain vinyl that I see, it takes me back to my childhood. There's certain songs that I hear, and it may not be my jam, but I know if I play this for somebody else, it's going to get them through this. It's going to help them through that. You see what I'm saying? So I'm better at knowing that now. You see what I'm saying? So it's definitely, that's my push going into this new year. If you die tomorrow, would you be happy with yourself?
What would you do?
What would you do? What would and not what the people would do. What would you do when you get to heaven? Would you cry to heaven and say, hey, I got some more work to do?
Yeah.
Or would you be satisfied with the things you had got? Or if you're going to hell or wherever you believe you're going, I'm just telling you from my beliefs. When you get there, would you really be ready to walk in the door, or would you be like, no, send me back?
Yeah, I got more work to do.
You see what I'm saying?
You know what's crazy? We also got to start listening to the people around us.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny that you said that, because people always tell you where you need to be. And I always feel like people feel your energy and feel your journey.
That's it.
And they're giving you tidbits on where to go.
Yeah.
Right? I remember this. I always remember this like it was yesterday. I was coming out of church, and it was a young lady that at one point in time that I was dating.
Yeah.
And this was like maybe sophomore, junior year. And she stated, I remember like this, she said, enjoy the process.
Yeah.
To this day, I cannot remember what I was doing at that time to make her say that. But thinking about it now, I think that was correlating to what this is going on, how this is going on right now in my life. Because there was nothing that I can remember that I was doing. Like, it was a Kappa? What was it, school?
Yeah.
What was it? And I think that was now correlating to what I'm doing now. And then, you know, sometimes your kids will tell you. You know, your kids will be like, hey, that's dope. Or they'll be like, hey, Daddy, what's going on with this? Or I'm interested in this. Or, Daddy, that's cool. Or, Daddy, you probably stop that. You know, you don't never really know what they're saying because it ain't really them talking to you.
No doubt. So, and I definitely agree with you. I definitely wholeheartedly agree with you. You got to like flip it. So, with that, and you going through that, what is your what will be your dreams and your legacy?
My legacy, man. I just want to continue to help people.
Okay.
Doing what I'm doing, my app, my comic books, everything is centered around helping people.
Yeah.
Of course, you know, I do have a nonprofit that I started
talk about it
a while ago.
Tell me about it.
Called
the title and everything.
Yeah, Comic Books Greater Than Cancer.
Yeah.
And what it started off as, when I would sell comic books, I would try to get a piece of the proceeds to cancer families, people suffering from cancer, whatever that looks like. And I was able to make 2 donations during the pandemic. One was a local barber. Another was a son of a young man that I went to school with. The son of a young lady that I went to school with. She passed away of stomach cancer. I was able to donate some money to them. It wasn't a lot, but it was enough, right? I just want to continue to do that, man. And most importantly, man, I just want to be looked at as somebody that came from the same communities, same neighborhoods, same schools as a lot of other people in my old communities, and people can say, "Hey, man, you know, Quan used to live over there off 58th and Prospect.
Yeah,
you know, hey, man, you know, he did this and did that." And also be able to, I wish I can go back now. My grandparents lost the house after they passed on, but I want to provide the community with different things and grow it. And this, you know, I want to sell my company. One day I want my company to be so big where they can be like, hey, we want to give you $200 million for your company. And then I can do a lot with that. I can save a lot of lives with that. I can provide a lot of programming with that.
Yeah.
My family's lives can be changed with that money. And that's what will be my legacy, is that I'm not hustling for me, I'm hustling for them.
Gotcha.
Because I mean, Anybody out there know how I feel when you go in there in your mama's room? You're like, can I get $3 for lunch?
Yeah.
And she ain't got it this week.
Mm-hmm.
You like, man, dang. I want my son to be like, I can take my own card and go to lunch.
Facts.
Because I've given him the tools.
Facts.
He's a DJ, and all his money, we give some of his money on his card. So he can go in there and get his own Cash App card and go, I want this.
So a DJ.
Yeah.
So check this out, man. I see the pictures, man. My dog got a lot of hats, man.
Yeah.
How did he get the, I know he see it, Dad, but how did that click over like that?
So he had saw, I don't know what we were watching, DJ Marshmello or somebody like that.
Okay.
And he was like, dang, Daddy, I want to do that. You see the glitz and glamour
of
DJ Marshmello, right? This big time DJ. And, he got audience. He got like huge stadiums full of people just watching him DJ.
Yeah.
So he was like, well, Daddy, can I do that? And it always starts with, anytime the boys ask me to do something, I'm going to do it. But we going to do it. You know what I'm saying? We not going to
do it.
Not going to halfway do it. We going to do it.
Yeah, we're going to step up.
I was like, yeah, okay, I'll do that. Went and bought him a little toy DJ mixer. Talked to a few DJs. Bought it for Christmas. He started DJing. People started to see that he was DJing. Then they started to give him jobs.
Yeah.
And he started doing his little gigs last year or the year before. It was right during the pandemic. At the end of the pandemic, well, not the end of it, but towards the end of where we kind of had a little break thought of what we knew what was going on.
Yes, sir.
And he started doing gigs, man. He just started doing gigs, picking up gigs, concerts, parks, barbecues, you name it, he's done it. We just actually did the Christmas lighting ceremony for Porterhouse, KC.
Okay.
On 18th and Vine, just did that. Now we got another gig on the 22nd coming up. So, but one thing I do with him, and I know he wears a lot of hats.
Yeah.
I just ask him, I say, do you want this gig? And he'll say yeah, or he'll say no. He'll say, yeah, I want to do it, or no, I don't want to do it. I don't want to force him to just do it all the time. And sometimes, even with practice, I'll be like, man, you going to practice today? And he'll be like, Daddy, I really ain't feeling it. But I will ask why. Tell me why.
Give me the why.
Give me the why.
Give me the why.
Well, my feet hurt a little bit, or the game tore me up, blah, blah, blah. Okay, that's cool. But then some days I'm just like, I want to play the game. Like, you ain't playing no game. You go in there and read.
Yeah.
But you ain't playing, I go to practice.
No doubt.
You know what I'm saying? And now you got to go to practice and read.
Yeah.
Because ain't no way getting there. Ain't no running from me.
Facts.
So man, I just allow him to build on it. You're right. I think about Venbu, right? Everything was ordered steps, right? Consistent steps. I think we just talked about that, being consistent.
That's it.
And I told him everything that I've done and everything that I've accomplished is because I was just consistent. Doesn't mean I was better than nobody else. It just mean I just kept going.
That's true.
And I try to show him, like, hey, man, if this is what you want to do, whatever it is, hockey, boxing, whatever that is, then you got to be consistent.
That's
Same
true.
thing I tell my nephew, right? I just say, hey, man, you go to practice. I went to practice and watched him in practice, which is rare because my son was taking a box from boxing. So I had the opportunity to go to my nephew's practice.
Right.
So he's excited for me to come. But when we was in there, I was like, nah, bro, keep running. Like, nah, bro, ain't no half stepping.
Yeah.
You gonna do it.
Let's do it all the way.
So now he probably like, nah, meanwhile gonna bring me to basketball practice from now on.
Right.
But I'm telling him, my job is to teach him, like, man, it takes hard work.
Right.
And you can be good. It's okay with being good if that's what you want.
Yeah.
But if you want to be great,
yeah,
you got to put in steps.
That's true.
And every day I'm doing something to make sure that if it's reading, writing, or if it's working on my business, working whatever it is, I have to do those things every day to be great at it.
Gotcha.
Because if I'm being good, it ain't gonna get me nowhere. First of all, I got too many strikes to get me. I'm already male and I'm already black.
Yeah.
So now what?
Yeah.
I got to make these steps to go forward.
That's true.
So just being consistent, man. I just teach him to be consistent and do what he want to do, and I don't put no limits on him.
No doubt. It sounds like you're breaking a lot of stereotypes. Like a lot of stereotypes.
Yeah.
Men out there.
Yeah.
They don't do this. They don't do that.
Yeah.
What's one that you hate to hear?
Black men don't protect.
Talk about it.
That is
Talk
the
about
most.
It. Talk about it.
That is the most irritating.
Yeah.
When I see it, it irritates me. Now, I'm not knocking anyone out there that has experienced anything where they felt black men don't protect.
Yeah.
But I just know all the black men around me do a lot of protection.
Yeah.
Mentally, emotionally,
yeah,
physically. Have you seen Minority Report?
Yeah.
Where a dude had to go back in time to stop the crimes?
Yep.
I know a lot of men that do that. Where they go back and they say, hey, don't do that, you're going to get in trouble. Now, what happens after that is up to you. That's your choice.
Yeah.
But, you know, when it comes to that black men don't protect, I honestly believe there's not a black woman around me or a woman around me that does not feel protected.
Yeah.
That does not know that if something goes down, Quan gonna be there.
Right.
Hey, it might not be with money. I'm a little tight with that bread.
Yeah.
What you need it for? I'm like that with my sister. What you need it for?
Right.
You gonna give your sister $50. What you need it for?
Yeah.
I just want lunch today. All right, that's cool.
Yeah.
But because being a man don't just mean you just go in places blindly.
This is true.
Just doing that don't mean you're just protecting. Like, you got to survey the situation.
Right. Pick your battles.
Pick your battles. You just got to know, like, what happened. Ask the questions. One thing about the boys, I ask context. What happened? Well, so-and-so was yelling at me and this and this. So what happened? Mm-hmm. Keep asking them over and over again. Oh, man, you weren't listening. Why you said that? You just told me you weren't listening.
Yeah.
You just said the coach told you to do X, Y, and Z, and you didn't move because you was doing something else. You weren't listening. That's why I yelled at you.
Yeah.
So I ask context a lot. So it doesn't necessarily mean being a man. It just mean blindly walking to the heat of battle.
Mm-hmm.
But also being able to say, hey, if something happens, I got your back. But when the smoke clear, I'm gonna get in your butt. You put us in a situation.
And that's the biggest thing. I think that accountability. Excuse me. In that sense, mm-hmm. A lot of people don't want to hear the after part. After you save them or after you help them, they don't want you to give them back to, hey, man, we could have avoided all of this by this or that. They don't want to hear that. They got a problem with that.
I told you so.
Yeah, I told you so is what keeps people from asking and being prideful.
Yeah.
Because they like, bro, if I ask this, if it come to this, later on it's going to be that.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I'm in a place in my life, man, give me all that I told you it won't.
Yeah.
But, like, just bless me.
Yeah.
Bless me enough to put me in a place that when we look back over it, I don't got to keep going that same race. Mm-hmm. I think with me, that we don't listen or we don't read is another one. But we don't know how to get ourselves out. And I want to break it so bad because I don't want to keep living how you live this year. You shouldn't live the next year. And sometimes I find myself in certain spots where I'm back over, starting over again. So I look up in the sky and I'm like, dang, what lesson did I not get?
Did you not grab?
So I want to be able to attain the lesson. So that way when I come back around the next season, in the next 3 seasons, and the year is over and the wrap-up is over, I want to be able to look at the wrap-up and be like, hey, man, I got it. I'm able to go away now. I don't got to stay here no more. Because we get so trapped up in that, it'll mess you up, bro, because you ain't moving or you ain't moving fast enough to your speed.
It didn't burn enough.
Yeah.
Right. They say you put your hands on the stove.
That's it.
Burn you.
That's it.
I mean, if you're making the same mistake, it didn't burn enough.
That's it. But I'm tired of being burned.
Yeah, you tired of being burned.
And so now it's in a situation where everything is intentional. Everything has to make sense. Everything has to not only make sense, but it has to give me a feeling.
Yeah.
So when I put my badge on, when I put my clothes on, my armor on, all them kinks that was in the armor, I want to be able to knock those out, but I want to still see them. So you say a scar and a scab. You dig what I'm saying? I want to still be able to see them to remember this moment was this, where I went through this to get to this, and I provided this for my kids for this, so I provided this with this person, and not a list of things you've done, but just the moments that made you better.
Yeah, we don't. I say this all the time, bro. We don't live in moments; we live through them.
This is true, and like mine is fall in love with embrace the moment, fall in love with the movement.
Cause we doing this too much.
That's it,
right? We like you at a concert, right? You see everybody with their phone up.
Yeah,
ain't nobody watching the concert.
Man, I puts mine down.
Ain't nobody watching the concert.
Yeah.
You got your hand up. It's all in your face. Weddings, you name it.
Yeah.
And now we at the moment, I talk about living in the moment, right?
Yeah.
Just like living in the moment, enjoying the moment, enjoying just being still for a second. And because I'm one of those people, I'm always moving.
This is true.
Gotta always move. Gotta be here. Gotta be there. Gotta be there. Everything is scheduled. So yeah, man, I truly believe, bro, it didn't burn enough for you making the same mistakes.
That's true.
If it didn't hurt, like I tell my boy all the time, he lost his karate match, and it was his second year competing in the competition. He won 3rd place. Of course he's bawling, he's crying. Crying. I said it hurt, don't it? Yeah. I said it hurt, don't it? I said, you don't want that feeling no more? No. I said, then what you gonna do about it?
Yeah, that's real.
what you gonna do about it?
That's real.
Because it hurt, right?
That's real.
You don't want to feel that no more.
That's it.
What happened? You started winning.
No doubt.
So that's why I tell, like, even with cats out here to be out here doing, the consequences wouldn't enough.
Yeah.
Right? You get out here and keep going back, doing bigs, doing bigs. Oh, man, he enjoying that spot.
Yeah, it's cool over there.
It don't hurt.
Yeah.
It don't hurt. But when you get some cats, you be like, bro, you ain't nothing in the world that make me go back.
Right.
It burned.
That's it.
It hurt.
No doubt. Last question, man, before we get ready to get up out of here. Emergency contact. Things in life happen. Sometimes you got to change your emergency contact in HR or something. Something was to happen right now. Who's the first person you call?
Mama.
Call Mom Dukes, right?
Yep.
Give me a little reason why.
Mama's numbers don't change.
Say it.
Mama's numbers don't change.
Yeah, I'm glad you said
Locations don't change.
I'm glad you said it.
Emails don't change.
I'm glad you said it.
And this is one thing, you know, when you're a mama's boy,
Yeah.
you always know mama's going to be there.
But guess what? Mom in the car with you. Something happened. Your phone dead, no charger. Who you calling?
Phone dead, no charge.
Yeah. Because just like you said, mama's number don't change. It should be somebody else's number that's memorized that you can call from the payphone.
I don't know.
You see what I'm saying?
I think it's one of those things where the people that I would call, they all moving too, right?
Yeah.
And then I'm the type of person that will put it on my back and
Yeah.
go, right?
Yeah.
Like, if we in the car, we ain't got nowhere to go, man, I'm like, man, strap your shoes up, mom. We got to walk. Right?
I like that.
We got to put in the work. We got to go.
I like that.
We got to work. Because if you depending on one person, that's already hard.
This is
But
facts.
depending on two people,
Yeah.
man, that's almost non-existent. So
My challenge is that you be able to remember everybody's number, your core.
oh yeah,
We don't write them on the walls no more. We don't write them on a napkin no more. We don't memorize them. Once we put them in the phone, they in the phone. Man, I lost your number, brother. Get a new phone. But you can remember it.
yeah,
Then the biggest challenge is everybody in your phone. You should be able to call them for anything.
yeah,
Anything.
yeah,
We're in a season now. You get a free chance to restart your life and be whoever you want to be, however you want to be right now. If you're a dreamer, you get to dream again. If you're a person that want to be comfortable with what you at, like reading The Alchemist. You know what I'm saying? The jeweler was in the joint. He didn't want him to redo the store. He didn't want the shelf. He didn't want him to serve tea. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't smoking a hookah. They was smoking a hookah. You know what I'm saying? Like, so different things like that of that nature, right?
Yeah.
So now he didn't want to change. The little boy made him change, made him dream again.
yes,
Everybody in your phone should make you dream.
yeah. Should be your support system.
Period. I don't care if it's a dumb plan.
Yeah,
This is what's dumb about it, but hey, you might be the one that can break the cycle of that.
yeah. And you know
what I'm
what's going to be unique about your circle, right? Is that I don't believe in unconditional love outside of a parent.
Yeah.
Because you could have made somebody mad, your girlfriend mad that day. Now she ain't answering your call. Now you stranded on the side of the road.
That's true.
But if you call mama,
I'm coming.
mama answering that phone.
Yeah.
You can piss mama off, man. You can be out here doing some crazy stuff in these streets.
Right.
But mama gonna pick up that phone.
That's true.
And I think we've gotten to the point where all relationships are transactional.
Right.
I say that all the time. All relationships are transactional, but it's when the transactions, when they don't come into play, when people turn their back on you.
Yeah.
That's the crazy thing.
Facts.
That's the hurtful thing. And I think that's when you think about your circle should be comprised of people where you know them, you know their intentions, and you know their nature.
This is true.
Because I would rather have somebody in there I know is a liar
Right.
than somebody I don't know is a liar.
Facts.
Because you're depending on them.
That's dope.
Right?
Yeah.
You're depending on, like, dang, man, why so-and-so didn't do this for me?
Yeah.
He a liar.
Yeah.
And you didn't know it. But if I know he's a liar, I can't go to him for that.
Right.
But I can go to him for this, though.
No doubt. Man, I appreciate you, bro. This been a good one. This has been a good reload, so this is good. Do me a favor before we get up out of here, man. Drop your socials, your social media joints, and also drop your songs for the DJing and everything too.
Okay. DJ Kid Nicks, I'm gonna do him first. Oh, DJ Kid Nicks, I'm gonna do him first. He's on Facebook. He's also on Instagram. If you get a chance, go to myvenbu.com. If you have an event, a vendor event where you want vendors, it doesn't matter what type of event it is. It can be a car show, it can be a market, farmer's market, it doesn't matter. We would love to have it on the platform. You can also go to 2923comics.com if you're ever interested in the comic book. But you also on social media, you can go to Scarlet_Knight2923 on Instagram for the app. You can go to Venbu app on Instagram as well, both on social media, on Facebook and Instagram. If you want to contact me, you can contact me on my cell, 816-472-9132. That is the 2923 Comics in Venbu cell phone number. So whatever y'all need from us, just let us know, man. We're here to help the small business community. We also here to help any of those kids out there in the community. If you know somebody that got cancer, man, let me know. I would love to do my best to see what I can do to help them out, because my grandfather passed away of brain cancer. So that's another part of my journey. So love to be here. Thank you.
Man, I appreciate you. What I do want you to do is I'm going to bring you back on a panel. I'm going to do a panel.
Okay.
I would love to have you come back on the panel, on one of the panels. So come, we'll try to map it around,
okay,
around
yeah,
the schedule.
let me know.
We'll definitely do that. Again, shout out Pure Hookah Lounge. Shout out 210 Candles and Ultra Pure Drip Water. They always take care of me. They always show me love. Man, I'm blessed to be back in this thing. Keep moving and grooving, like I tell y'all all the time. We just making some good rocking chair stories. We gonna tell them now, because sometimes we forget them. So we're gonna tell them now. You know my rule: never goodbye. I always see you later.
Yeah.
May God be your direction and we be your seatbelt in this thing in life, or vice versa. Till we see each other again, man. Be cool, be safe.
Peace, y'all.
Yeah.
What's good with you? How the fans doing? Everybody Gucci? Slow motion.